What's up, everybody? Good evening. I'm back. Sorry about last night. I had some time with the kiddo, football practice, and didn't make it on time. Actually knocked out when I got home. But we're back. Who wants to short this? Damn, it's looking juicy for a short, isn't it? Nicolas Gomez, the man from Paris. Crazy Chris in the house. See who else is here? WXB. Chris Noof. Crazy Chris. Who else? Jesse James. In the casa. Good evening. Man, I'm tempted to short this. What do we got here? We're at, aren't we at today's high already? Or am I wrong here? Sorry, I just got back. Previous day high is 525. Current overnight high is 515. So we're damn close. And we got a pivot point right at 540. All right, so let's give it some time to get up there then. Fine. Jesse James saying, I think we go up. Yeah, we're still far from the pivot point, so I guess let's not rush into it. Good evening to everyone. Updates. We got the chat account. 300K still hasn't been traded by anybody, but I did open up a couple of 300Ks. We're going to go one by one, assuming it gets blown. Hopefully it doesn't, but it is open to anybody who wants to trade it. All I ask for is let us know the strategy, the reason you're getting in, your stop, your TP. That way the anybody who's tuned in can get some ideas. Want to add an educational component to it. So the 300K, again, it's available. And the goal is that 300K will be traded by you guys, the chat members. I'm not touching it, but it's for you guys. ABB, what's up? iGamer, what up, brother? KP Trades. KP Trades said a micro long with a stop loss. All right, that micro was up 300. Nice. Now that's impressive with a micro. $300 is no easy game. iGamer, no full porting. Here are the rules. You can only trade up to 4 minis, or the equivalent in micros, 40 micros. It's up to you how you want to trade it. If you want to scale in, if you want to DCA, but 4 minis, 40 micros is the limit. It's a 300K. I'm not trading it. It's for the chat. You guys can hop on. You can tell me in the chat how you want to trade it. You can hop on audio and video if you want, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. And let's see if you guys get it to payout. If it does get to payout, the payout goes to the people who traded it. I'm not interested in any part of that payout. And I'll keep a daily tab in the Discord on progress, the balance. We'll keep it pretty transparent. So that's the plan. All right, I guess I'm going to wait for a little bit further up. I guess the right thing to do is to wait for that pivot point up there. Where's the pivot point? 543. All right. Fine, before we attempt to short this. Tonight I'm feeling kind of tired. Had a long day. Spicy Psy going short 4 minis. Yeah, man, I'm tempted to short this, but pivot point's at 540. So let's see if I gotta wait for the level. Whether it happens tonight or not, that's a different story. Is Jesse James long? I guess Jesse James, the question of the night. Are you long? Spicy side, lots of sellers. Market maker is eating up. Pop down shortly. Yep. And Jesse James is in a long. WXB, this consolidation is scaring me. I'm on gold tonight. All right. You can't hit the sell market. All right, I'll wait for one more wave, and let's see what this wave to the upside looks like. Hopefully it's not the flush here. Cooper is in the house. T. Cooper, welcome to the stream. Good to see you again. I think that 511 was the short. God damn it. All right, let's see if we get another chance up. Otherwise, gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. Good evening to everyone. Happy, what is it, Wednesday? Ugh, look at that short. That would have been the play. All right, let's see if they bounce it here at the 20 SMA on the 5-minute. Like I mentioned, the chat account is open and available for the brave souls that want to trade it. Don't worry if you lose or if you take a losing trade, you're not going to get kicked out. Again, the idea is to show different styles, different strategies, a couple more trades. So all you got to do is say you want to trade it. In the chat, if you want to hop on audio and video and all that good stuff, it's open for that too, but you don't have to. You can just call it out in the chat. All right, good evening to everyone. Good morning, good afternoon to everyone on the other side of the ocean. WXB, I'd want to see Drewski going at it. Yeah, I think we all want to see Drewski in his 5-point strategy, right? Although I've been playing around with a 5-point strategy on evals, or an eval, not funded accounts, with high leverage 5 points. 3 days in a row with some interesting profits. But when I say interesting, over 1,000. But messing with it on an eval for now. As long as the market's moving, you know, you can get away with a candle or two and walk out in the green. Until it fails, right? It's all fun and games until it fails. Yeah, I've been playing around with it with 3 and 4 contracts with a bracket order at 3 points and 5 points. Very quick. You definitely want to target maybe 1 or 2 candles at the most and get out. Or during the morning session. At night, I could see how you got to wait a couple minutes. All right, as typical, we get the slowdown here. I'm going to wait for that pivot point all the way up at 540. We are in an ascending channel, so I'm watching that. Right now, I'm kind of in the middle. I don't want to fiddle in the middle, so it's going to be a waiting game. And a little tired today, I got to be honest. A little tired. Had a long day. All right, just looks like this wave on the short. Let's see how far this takes NQ down. Otherwise, they may just push this right back up. T. Cooper, today was great. Made 3 trades all day. Followed my rules. Wish I could do it every day. Yeah, man, it's good when it's easy, right? When everything plays out. I had a battled morning. I stuck to the rules. In other words, I didn't take a bigger loss than I needed. I think I took 4 or 5 trades. I think there were 3 winners and 2 losses. But the losses were within the rules and stuck to the plan. I was long biased at the open, got caught up in a little chop fest, and eventually the long played out and walked out. After 4 or 5 trades, I realized, all right, I think I've taken too many trades trying to attempt that long, and walked out. Dan's Baby Dreams. Gold is calling for a short. I do think I have the gold chart ready now. Hold on, let's take a look at this. Yes. Maybe not. Oh, here we go. Ooh, gold is that would have been a nice win right there. All right, here's the pop. It's still in that ascending channel. NQ, and we're in that hour of minimal movement. All right, what does tomorrow look like? Ooh, tomorrow we've got some Australian news going on right now. Let's take a look at the news real quick. Tomorrow, we got Australian news happening right now as we speak, and then tomorrow, another volatile day. Red folder event at 8:30 Eastern, red folder event at 9:45 Eastern, red folder event at 10 a.m. Eastern, similar to today. So, volatility tomorrow at the open. All right, let me take a look at my bracket order, how it's set up. It is set up properly. Who knows, I may take a break. Ooh, let me turn it off for now. I don't want to stuck in a trade trying to play that. And let me switch this down to 1. But I do have a bracket order for that 5-point strategy. Like I said, I've tried it now for 3 days in a row, and it's impressive results. Very quick. All right, a little slow right now, and that's kind of expected in this hour, so I guess we'll be chatting for a while. I talked about the, what's it called? The chat account, a 300K for make it interesting. The chat you guys can trade it. Well, you're not trading it. You're calling it out, whether it's on the chat, whether it's in the chat, or if you want to hop on voice and audio, you can do it that way. Get it to payout, and whoever trades it, this is getting a nice little wire or ACH for me, or Venmo or Zelle. T. Cooper, Asians love gold. Let's take a look at gold again. Oh, continued that drop, huh? Honestly, I haven't charted it, so I don't want to mess with it. I keep saying I got to chart it, but I will spend some time eventually charting gold, so I know some levels. Jesse, he loves gold. I didn't know Jesse traded gold. Khalid Mohammed, good evening. Good evening to everyone. Oh man, this painful hour. This is the yapping hour. Before we see any movements, I am interested in shorting this. I just need to get a little further up. Pivot point's at 540. I don't see how we're not going to hit it. So I got to wait for my level. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick water break. I'll be right back. Hopefully NQ starts moving. Give me a couple minutes and I'll be right back. All right, while we're waiting for NQ to move, um, if you have some time tomorrow, I did post a video today. You guys can watch it tomorrow or over the weekend on Top 1 Futures and some of the latest issues with payout denials. Top 1 Futures has been in the headlines as far as payout denials, honestly, since the beginning. But now we're seeing traders, initially it was the 10-second rule per trade. You can't have trades under 10 seconds or they not only deny the account, but deny the payout, but potentially can breach the account. Whatchamacallit. Now they're also denying payouts for traders that have gone through multiple evals. So if you're burning 20, 30 evals and then finally getting to a payout, well, surprise, you may get a denied payout. So I've released a video on YouTube on that and also made some commentary on Tory trades and that controversial 250K drawdown trade that she got herself into. My position, I mean, at the beginning when people started talking about it, I honestly didn't see what the big deal was. I mean, she's a $500,000 trader. Yeah, she takes different type of drawdown than the rest of us. But I think the bigger lesson there is tilt, and how that can affect anybody, whether you're trading small accounts or big accounts. Tilt happens. Structure, Mr. Structure in the house. Good evening. So yes, new YouTube video posted, and if you're interested, catch it or watch it when you got some time. Christopher Zazek, I thought she explained herself well. Yeah, I mean, listen, tilt happens. I think the pressure for live streaming or anybody who shares their trades, or in her case, live broker statements online, dude, that is a lot of pressure. It's, I call it the P&L trap. You set yourself up to make bad decisions just to show nice P&L. It ain't easy. It ain't easy to doing it live. So I got a lot of respect and for her, and I would not criticize that for a number of reasons. Fellow trader, fellow YouTuber. Plus I don't even have a live account that comes close to 500K. How can I criticize someone who does have that level and that power? Chris Nuve, I need that t-shirt. Tilt happens. Hell yeah. It happens for sure. Nicholas Gomez, out of curiosity, how many blown accounts are you allowed before getting a payout? That depends on the prop firm. Some prop firms don't care. Like, for instance, Tradeify, we haven't heard about a denied payout with Tradeify. Take Profit Trader, I haven't heard about denied payouts with Take Profit Trader either. Each prop firm has their own rules. Like I said in the video, their house, their rules. You got to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. Sty Guy Bob, what's up, JC? Even though it's slow in Asia, I appreciate the stream. I can only trade after work, so it's nice to have company. Yeah, man, a lot of us trade in our man caves, our offices, our little dungeons by ourselves. Most of the time, significant others don't approve or don't know how much you spend on this little craft. So it's good to, build a community with like-minded people, like-minded traders, and bump ideas off each other, and at worst, have a conversation with each other for an hour or two. Nicholas Gomez with Apex. Listen, Apex is the prop firm that you love to hate. Some people get away with multiple evals blown, some don't. That's the reality. I think with Apex, you have to get a couple payouts and make a decision. Do you want to expand on leverage? Or are they giving you a hard time in terms of denials? Apex is one you definitely have to build, get some payouts before you make a decision to open up more accounts. Boss, one thing for sure is that when you're on YouTube or live, that's good. It keeps you checked most of the time. Yes and no. When you're live streaming, and you guys have seen me live stream, I have fallen to tilt. I have blown accounts live. I don't hide it. I mean, the last one happened, last week, and I actually purposely stayed on showing like $4,500 or $5,000 negative P&L. I purposely stayed on for another hour or two, or another hour after it happened. Number one, I didn't want to start buying accounts and start trading further. Number two, it's the reality. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how many payouts you've gotten on prop firms. You are going to go on tilt and you're going to blow accounts. You're going to take losses. So it's part of the game. And I think what Tori did, acknowledging a $250,000 loss or drawdown. She closed it at 90K profit, but that's a lot of drawdown. But when you compare it, and I made a comparison of what that looks like in the prop firm world, all of us have taken that trade. I've taken a $2,500 loss on my live account and closed it either for a loss, break even, or yeah, sometimes you get lucky, you get a $900 win. But it's just the scale difference there. Chris Noof. Chris Noof. Courtney is inspired by the wifey, by the way. But yeah, Courtney is getting her own community. I think I'm gonna have to open an X account for her, or her YouTube channel, faceless channel for Courtney. She seems, videos where Courtney is in have a lot more views than the ones that I post without Courtney. Jeff Koski, just like PW, blowing 2,300 counts the other day. Exactly. Now, I don't, without mentioning PW or other traders, well, actually, no, PW did acknowledge this. PW has acknowledged that he's, I mean, at the middle of this year, at the beginning of this year, he was at around 400 PAs. Other traders have also acknowledged they're up to about 100 or 200 PAs. So it's a burn and churn game in the prop firm world with some prop firms. That doesn't mean it's the right strategy, but burning PAs is part of the game. Don't be fooled or think that some traders out there are getting these big payouts without blown accounts. Structure, I know someone blew 70 evals in last week to now. Ouch. Hey, at 90% off, that's a cheap cost of doing business if you can get some of those to pay out to funded stage. Dan's baby dreams. Let's hop on to gold again. Oh man, it continues to flush down, huh? It's taking a tank. Is that anybody know what this is, news related or anything? Anything going on with gold? But yes, long story short, new video out on my channel talking about top 1 futures and payout denials, and my commentary on Tory Trade's 250K drawdown trade, negative drawdown trade. I smell something burning. I'll be right back, guys. was burning the house down. Wife is away for work, so I got kiddo duties this week, and almost burned the house warming up some dinner. Son. All right, consolidating here. Let's see if we get a push up to that pivot point, or are they really going to flush here? I don't know. Charles A, I just blew a funded being greedy. Hell yeah. Happens. Captain Price, fantastic. Nicholas Gomez, I think someone must have discovered El Dorado in Colombia. Sunny, good evening. Jeff Koski, tons of smoke here, ash floating around in town here from the fires. Oh, where are you located? JJSOJ, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Washington State, gotcha. Oh yeah, you guys, it's guys fires up there. Nicolas Gomez, Cali Pachanguero. Randaran, I was trading this morning. I was traveling for work and didn't get a chance to check things out. I walked out in the green on the live stream. I did run into a little bit of drawdown and got myself out of it and had to close early, but walked out with some green. It was a choppy initial open, and then you had that push up, which was pretty clean after they broke out from the overnight high. That was a pretty clean breakout after that. I think the name of the game this morning was long. Structure seems they are consolidating and buying every short to fire up. Next level up I'm looking is 515. Yeah, and I'm watching that pivot point up there at around 540. So let's see how far they take this pullback before popping it right back up. Pajio Nika, hello from Louisiana. Welcome to the stream. Structure and then 540. Yep. So I'm going to wait a little bit. JJSO, taking shorts right now. I've been trying this AI where it reads the NQ. It seems that it's working. Really nice. Pretty good. Got in at 23,495. Take profit 23,440. Stop loss 23,529. I heard you can take a picture of the chart and plug it into AI, and AI will actually give you an idea of what to do. That's pretty funny. Bionica, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the stream. Good evening to everyone. Little slow. I'm waiting to see what kind of direction this thing picks up, although it is slowly selling off. Is he true love? Anyone shorting that piggy gold? I think there's several shorting gold right now. I've missed it. All right, here we go. They're popping it. See how far. Flex Futures, throw a couple of indicators on the chart and ask ChatGPT to interpret it. Nice. Yeah, I've heard you could do that. I haven't tried it, but heard ChatGPT can make some calls. WXB, I didn't catch a whole lot, but it was good. Interesting. Might have to try that. Hi, Nika, watching for the first time and hearing about funded accounts and want to look into this futures trading thing. Hey, futures are fun. What do you currently trade? Nika. All right, so we seem to be in this descending channel, right? It's literally playing that channel to the T. If you can look at, that's the top of this channel. This is the bottom. Playing it. But playing it nonetheless. Till it breaks out. Captain Price, sacky little bull flag. Yep, on that pop. Jesse James is long too, looking for a pop. All right, and they popped it. Like I said, I'm waiting for what happens up at that pivot point 540 before I get too excited. They just came to the bottom of the ascending channel and popped it and broke out of this tight little descending channel or bull flag right here. Popped it right out. Jesse James, next time I join, I'm going to try to feed my sounds. Yeah, I'm curious to hear what the sound when you say I'm hearing buyers. Jesse James closed it, got scared. I think there's more to it, to be honest. Got a pivot point up there. Leslie Emerson, welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Nicholas Gomez, no music tonight? the background music should be playing. I gotta send you a DM. Let's keep forgetting. So stay tuned. All right, here goes the pop above this level. This reminds me of this morning's trade. I got it literally at a top of a range playing the breakout. It was a weak breakout. Got away with the trade, but it was weak. Here's the top of that range for the breakout. Drewski is ready for a short at 512.75. Looks like he just got in. Megamind going to bed. Profit 1160 on 6 accounts. Did you trade NQ or? That's impressive. Nicely done. All right, they're pushing. Like I said, pivot point up there is what I'd be concerned about. Ital, what's your usual win percentage? I would say probably around 75, 80%. If I'm scalping, it's probably a lot lower. All right, they popped it above that level. That's current overnight high. Where's previous day high? Previous day high is at 525. They're that close. I don't see how they're not going to test today's high of the New York session. Tell 70, 75 I think is very high. It's like I said, it's lower if I'm scalping. Trader Cat 02 lose rate. Yeah, I think we had that conversation the other day. Win rate and your win percentage could be high, but if your win to loss ratio, in other words, if your losses are higher than your wins, win percentage doesn't really matter. Well, I'm glad I didn't short this. Trader Cat, I'm kidding, but I'm having troubles not closing out losers faster. Yeah, same here. I think a lot of us, including myself, struggle with losing trades being higher than the majority of winning trades. Randaran, yes, I can attest to that 60% win rate still loses money in 100%. If your losses are bigger than your wins in average, then win rate is not a conversation. Structure, hopium takes control of the mind. Yep. All right, let's see. It keeps on pushing. I would think previous day high is next, right at 525. In other words, testing today's New York session high, and you got a pivot point up there at 545, 560. Captain Price, hope and fear of being wrong again because trading without plan, revenge trading. Yeah, I mean, listen, trading isn't easy. It's not, even with a winning strategy, it's still not easy. You will have losses. Brewski, shorting it for 5. Brewski caught the top of that wick. Nice. Charles A., as someone who needs to learn entries after all these candles, how come you haven't opened a trade? I'm waiting for a pivot point. I'm looking at 540 first. Let's see what it does at current New York session high around 5. Where's the session high? 525. Marco Carvalho, is your Apex dashboard delayed? I don't think so. I think if the stream is delayed, you may want to click on live on your phone or on your computer. Ooh, look at that, or on the computer. Click that live button to get you closer to real time. Well, there's a pop. Here they go for that pivot point, 540. Marco Cavallo, I don't think so. I'm not seeing any delays. Brandarin got a nice TP there. Got long for a sweep. Christopher long at 514. Wow, looks like a lot of you just banked on that play. Nice, nicely done. Viral Flare, welcome to the stream. Captain Price is calling all-time highs. And they brought her right back down. Risky long for 5 on that EMA touch. I think the chat is kicking some butt tonight. Drewski with a 522 TP on the bounce of that 9 EMA. PR77, hello from Saskatoon. Oh, my. PR77 traveling. Remember those days. George Panos, welcome to the stream. Good evening. Elderly Wisdom. Hey, JC, what did I miss? You're on Tradeify. Yes, I switched to Tradeify for the stream. I think it's not as boring as Quantower, so my master account is on Tradeify. And I'll copy trade here from here into Tradesyncer, mainly for the New York session. Nicholas, I think my stochastic indicator is in a long-term relationship with the wrong side of the trade. Randarin, I love Tradeify. That's what I use. Yeah, listen, I've always liked Tradeify. The only problem I've had with Tradeify is you can't copy trade different prop firms. You can copy trade the same prop firm, but if you want to trade multiple, you got to use Ninja Replicanto. But in this case, I can just take the trade here and Tradesyncer would copy it. Marco, yes, I do trade personal account, but not during Asia session for sure. All right, we are trying to push to that pivot point 540. We just hit current session high. We popped it and took a little bit of a rejection there. Marco, I use Interactive Brokers. But yes, Randarin, for now, I'm going to use Tradeivate. I think for the master account with Tradesyncer, doesn't matter where your master is from, Quantower, Sierra, Ninja. And I think for the stream, Tradeivate works a little better. Silver falling off a cliff. Wow. Definitely have to start charting different instruments. NQ just not always moving. Gold continuing to the downside. Yep. And NQ pushing. Daniel, this week has been difficult to trade. Not sure why, though. This week will be difficult to trade, period, because of all the news events, right? So let's hop on to Financial Juice. Today you had 2 red folder events. Tomorrow you got 3. You got news at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, 9:45 Eastern, 10 a.m. Eastern. Then we go into Thursday. You got NFP on on Friday. So this whole week is a volatile week in terms of news. Every single day, news, except Tuesday. No, Tuesday we had a news event as well. So pretty much every day. And Friday, the big one, NFP, that is insane volatility. So traders beware. Ravi Teja, good morning, JC from India. Signal Sprouts, I do use Tradesyncer for multiple props. Drewski playing that bounce, long for 5. Drewski's break even right now. The night is young. There's, at least for those scalps, for those 5-minute scalps, it looks like there's a lot of action. Ugh. Wonder if we're not going to get the pivot point, and that was it. That was that wick up to 530. Wonder if that's it. All right, guys, I'll be right back. A couple minutes and I'll come right back. All right, NQ, taking a little pullback here, huh? Christopher Zazek trading his first prop firm tonight. Nice. You went with Day Traders 50K? Nice. Good luck. If these bulls continue to push up or they finally take a stronger pullback. I'm actually feeling tired tonight. Feeling the trades. It's one of those days where you're just not into it. See if I can snap out of it. All right, you see the moving averages on the smaller time frame starting to curl downwards. I guess the next level they're going to test, if they are going to push this, is that 509, 510 area, which was the original breakout area. I say breakout, it was 10, 20 points. Drewski, loss of 1 point. Not too shabby. I mean, they are in an ascending channel. They keep pushing this up. Question is how far before it's a substantial pullback. Drewski having to leave. Family comes first. Call it in a night. Appreciate you hopping on the stream, man. Have a great night. Not yet, though. Don't kick him out yet. VWAP at 480. 480 something, 482. Ooh, starting to break down, huh? All right, so this is the breakout level we were talking about, that 509, 510. If this is just a test for continuation to the upside, we'll see the bounce. Or they could go back into range. There they go. SR, JC, no trades this evening. Not yet, man. Not feeling it today. Had a long day and mine's not there yet. Let's see if NQ sucks me in. One of those days, one of those nights. SR, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's one of those nights. All right, what am I watching for? Let's see this ascending channel, what they do around 500. Drewski, loss of 3. T. Cooper, shortage. Ooh. Nice little flush there. Julian, good evening. All right, are they going to flush below 500? Or is this move down now? Brewski's in his short. Wow, they're pushing hard. Pushing hard here. Going for VWAP now, 481. George Panos, any news? Find out. Not seeing any news here. Drewski, $100 up. Hey man, green is green. T. Cooper about to close his short. No VWAP touch yet. 482 for VWAP. George Panos with a 30-point trade. Nice. That was a nice move. 40 points from 530 down to about 490. 40 points. Not too shabby if you caught a piece of that short. Drewski, his ring is going off. All right, Drewski, have a good night, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Nate, watching my floating P&L evaporate is never easy if my long gets hit. All right, let's see if we hit VWAP. Or where's VWAP? 483. Peter Chan, what's up, man? Zen Trader, good night, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Peter, yeah. You had a nice little honorable mention there. All right, let's see if we get this VWAP touch. Potential 200 SMA down there at 485 now. Let's take a look at some 15-minute averages. 485, a stop around 470. Otherwise, the bounce is happening right here. Pionica, what's the best broker? So I'm assuming you're talking about prop firms. They're not brokers. There's a big difference between a broker and a prop firm. Prop firm is a simulated environment. Brokers are live funded environments. So most of the ads that you see are for prop firms, futures prop firms. Ooh, that was the bounce. God damn it. Missing every trade here. I didn't get 540 and I didn't get VWAP. All right. Q doing its thing. Bit for short. VWAP is not on my chart here. I'm looking at VWAP on TradingView. VWAP I have at 482, 483. Robert Seen telling us that ES just touched VWAP. All right, here they come down. Watching that VWAP and that's 200 SMA touch here. Peter Chan, it might drop again. 2-minute EMA just crossed down. It's testing the 2-minute 9 EMA. Yeah, hoping we get a VWAP at least. Oof, there's another bounce. All right. Looks like I'm missing every single one of them today. Drewski still not heading out. Drewski sneaking away from the fam. Love it. Shorted at 507. Drewski, Anna Edward, hi. Do you know how I can put a stop loss on Tradeify? Sure. You literally come to any area. If you're in a long, you set it as sell. If you're in a short, you set it as buy. That's your stop loss, and you set it wherever you want. Viv for short saw the bearish. Oh, looks like you hopped on that short. Nice. All right, let's see if we get a VWAP touch here. These 30-minute candles are nasty. Brewski 385. Hey, man. Green is green. Drewski, I'm done this time. Hey, we all say that. We've all said that. Gold continues to crumble, man. I should have hopped on when you guys told me earlier. Look at this. Wow. All right, let me take a look at gold here. This is, of course, when I decide to enter, that's when it rallies. See how crude oil is doing. Where's crude? all the way down. Let's start charting all these instruments. I used to trade crude a lot more. What about Nikki? How's Nikki doing? Nikki's on a rally. Team Massive, blessings, brother. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the stream. T. Cooper, you can make a lot of money or lose a lot of money with GC. Yep. RJ Crevier, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. All right, still no VWAP touch, still no pivot point touch. I'm watching tonight. Peter Chan, this thing should be moving, but thing should be dropping, but it's not moving. Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter if you were in this consolidation and you longed or shorted, and you held through the upside, you're holding here, still undecided, still. Flex Future is going to be full porting a bunch of 250K accounts tonight. We'll reset and trade normally the ones I blow up. Yeah, man, 90% off. That's the name of the game. YOLO a few of them. Cooper, appreciate you. So start running a chart of DXY next to it with gold. Yeah, I keep saying it, I don't. I got to chart gold so I can find something to trade that moves a little more during the Asia. I'm assuming you're talking about DXY as the inverse chart to gold and kind of play it that way. GC Zebra. Gold Charlie Zebra 5 Flex. And gold just continuing. I want to take that short so bad on a blind trade on the break of this wick. There it is. Oh. Look at that move. All right, let's go watch gold. Gold seems, oh man, even if I had taken that short on that wick, look at that. God damn it. Let me take a quick look at a 15-minute chart here. We just hit the 200 SMA. We've been in an ascending channel. I don't know if I don't know if I want to short the 200 SMA though. All right, that's the 200 SMA on the 1 minute. I'm curious to see if they're really going to flush it. Flex Future full port short gold. And your next level is at 578. Really, it's going to do that move tonight? Jesse, looks like we're about to trade your favorite instrument, gold, from what I hear. There's no way they can flush a 15-minute 200 like that. Well, I shouldn't say no way, but I don't know if I'm comfortable shorting a 200 SMA on a 15-minute time frame. Looks to me like the bounce area. Wait for a little bit. Might trade this blindly based on a moving average. While NQ gives me something. Damn, keeps going. Wow. So is there any news going on with gold? That's a lot of money you guys are making here. Ravi Teja, appreciate you letting me know. Let me check right now. Fortunately, Bulenox is one of those that have to set the coupon code every time they update a promotion. But I do appreciate you letting me know. Actually, they don't have a promotion right now. The only promotion they have is 45%. I haven't updated the website or the stream. So right now, the best promo with Bulenox is 45%. The Labor Day weekend sale is done. I'll update the stream ad for tomorrow. Gold bouncing at the 200 SMA. We're trying to. NQ, did it finally give us the VWAP touch? Nope, not yet. 485, flushing the 200 SMA right now. Does it want more? And how low will she go? Tom H, good night, brother. Have a good night. All right, here goes NQ with its flush to VWAP. Looking for further downside here, NQ. Charles took a nice gold trade for 900 bucks on his paper account. Nicely done. Will NQ hold the order block? That's the question. Is this the bottom of this range? Or is there more downside? Find out soon. All right, we're going to bring in the man with the crayons, the man that writes his own code and indicators. Let's bring in Jesse tonight. Give me 1 second, guys. We're going to bring in Jesse.
What's up, everybody? Testing, testing. Are we good?
You guys
Are we
hear
good?
Jesse? I think you guys can hear Jesse. I just gotta fix your.
All right. Looks like Chris heard me. I think we're good.
You should be able to hear me.
Oh, that got something went way loud now all of a sudden.
Oh, really? Hold on, let me fix it then. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
you control
Hopefully
the.
we're still good, guys. We'll be right back.
Can you hear me now? You better now?
Yeah, but
They don't hear this mic because I'm
nothing.
using a separate mic. They should be hearing a different mic now. I don't hear me.
All right. Okay, what's Christopher, Daniel, Chris, Peter? Yeah, we overshot VWAP there by just a bit. Looks like we bounced off the 15-minute 21 SMA. I feel so sophisticated talking about these moving averages with y'all.
Let me bring in your screen a little bigger. I have the. Mistake.
Yeah, did I share it wrong? I could maybe reshare it a different way.
No, it's me, definitely.
All right.
There we go.
RJ caught a nice 5-point move on 5 contracts. All right.
Oh, I see. You have audio and the screen this time on the same one. That's why.
Some audio to hear so people could hear my buying and selling pressure.
They're hearing you, but I think they hear echo. Do you guys hear an echo with Jesse? Or with me?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm gonna mute my mic and turn up the stream so I can just test it real quick. Hold on.
All right, they don't hear the echo. They don't hear the echo.
Yeah, sounds good.
I hear an echo on my side, but that's fine. I'll deal with it.
All right. Sorry, folks. I'm an amateur at this. Okay, Ravi says, Jesse, how many years experience do you have in trading? Trading futures, I have just about 2.5 years now. Before that, I was just trading stocks. And then, of course, I have a long-term portfolio also that's just full of ETFs and stuff, but that's not really trading. That's investing, right? Big difference.
All right, NASDAQ taking a plunge here, huh?
Yeah.
How far will she go?
Trying to bounce off that 15-minute 21 SMA, but the sellers are still in control here. CVD's dropping, sell pressure's on.
It's a 40 point drop. Looking
it's just about to give it all back.
out to long this thing.
Yeah, I'm like in the middle of my. You guys remember if you've seen me on as a guest before? I like the this area right over here. Let me move my mouse. The middle of this gray box. You can't see it because it's behind this blue line, but there's a dashed line that marks the.
T. Cooper. What the hell? I have no clue what that's about.
What'd I miss? In Hindi. Wow. All right. What I don't like though is the linear regression channel starting to tilt down here. So not a lot, but let's see what happens.
So tomorrow and Friday should be pretty volatile, huh?
Yeah, I've had a crazy couple of days. I haven't even looked at. Let me go look at Financial Juice real quick. My mom's moving, so I've been helping mom move. Work's been crazy. All kinds of stuff going on. Oh, I'm hearing sellers, aggressive sellers.
Really? Damn. Looking along this right now. Sellers. Let's see. Go back to today's close, which was the breakout at 55, that settlement.
RJ, do you know how the consistency works on PA accounts for Apex? Yeah, so there's two different consistencies. You've got the drawdown consistency rule, which you can't break, and then the daily consistency on your profits, right? I think both are 30%, if I'm not mistaken, JC.
Sorry, the answer is yes, both 30%. I was doing something here. You still hear me?
So RJ, what that means is you can't let any one trade draw down more than 30% or 5-to-1 risk reward, R to R. And then your total P&L of your account cannot be, any one day can't be more than 30% of your total P&L when you request a payout. So it goes both directions, 30%.
Golden Paquito, can we DCA with a PA Apex? You can DCA all you want with Apex.
That's right. But the first contract you put on cannot go more than 5-to-1 of your risk to reward. A lot of people miss that.
What is that you just said? What's that?
I was reminding him of when you're DCAing, the first contract you put on, you got to be careful not to let that original entry go further away from your original entry price than 5-to-1 risk to reward.
Right.
McLovin. I love that screen name. McLovin, no, that's an indicator. All these indicators I wrote myself. They're not available publicly. However, they are based on the base code of NinjaTrader indicators. So that one in particular is based on the buy sell pressure indicator, which is free. It's built into NinjaTrader. You can add it to your chart right now. For those of you who've got Ninja. And that's the real-time buy-sell pressure on the current bar, whatever bar type you're using. I use Ninja bars, but I've modified it. So what you're seeing on mine is an average of 4 different Renko bar sizes. So I'm trading off of the 12.6, But that buy sell pressure that you're looking at there, the percentages, is an average of the 6.3, the 12.6, the 36.18, and the 108.54. And the reason for that is to kind of smooth out the transition between new bars, right? Because when a new bar is formed, I don't want to see 90% for a split second, or negative 80% or whatever, just because the first couple of transactions on that new bar were sellers or buyers, vice versa. So it averages out 4 different Renko bar sizes, gives a nice smooth transition through all the different bar closings and openings, if that makes sense. But you could essentially accomplish the same thing by watching 3 or 4 different charts on your screen and loading up the buy-sell pressure indicator on each of them. That's how I started, and then I just started looking for ways to simplify my life. And then you guys can't hear it, but whenever that buy-sell pressure reaches a certain threshold, I've built into my indicator to play audio alerts every time there's a aggressive buy or sell on the time and sells. So it chirps at me and ding dongs at me all the time.
Is it chirping?
Yeah, I just heard some buyers. Yeah, yep. And then we that's a little bit of a rip up. Push it right off the middle of that gray box too. I love that gray box. I was talking about that, but I stayed away from the trade just because my channels are kind of declining instead of inclining, or descending instead of ascending. I know I've talked about it before, but my number one structure filter for me is the linear regression channel. So I use that as a filter. I'm not taking longs if that thing's pointed down. Which means I miss the reversal plays, but I'm okay with that. I'm a trend trader, so I'd rather hop on the train once it's already left the station. Yeah, if you guys look up at the top of that move, way up there, you see that big old red down arrow? That would have been a beautiful short. I did not take that short because at the time the channels were pointed up. That goes against my strategy.
Is he true love? What a time to be alive. All right, I need these bulls to push up. Push, push, push in the bush. WXB, $1,100 short on gold. God damn.
Nice. Yeah, let me take a look at my market analyzer because I've got... All right, so gold's moving on average 17 ticks in its moves. NQ's moving 14. So gold's leading the race tonight. All right, gold's moving.
Gold flushed.
Mr. Boo Boo, I'm not. I'm flat. I've got 393 on the night so far. I'm long biased, so I'm just kind of waiting this out here to see if the market will flip back to the long side, and then I'll get interested.
All right, I need NQ to push to the moon. I'm in a long now. My stop is going to be under that last wick at 469, 468. See if we can...
The buyers just took control of the pressure. However, the CVD is still falling, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, we're in a descending channel for sure now, so risky little long. Let's see if this is just the top of the channel. They bring it right back down.
Oh, Mick Lovin, yeah, we've all had those days. Sorry, brother, to hear it, but yeah, I've been there, done that for sure.
McLovins, but then past another one. Yes. There you go.
That's the way to do it. Okay, I just heard a real aggressive buying here, and it just buyers just took over the pressure percentages for sure. Let's see if they can get some momentum behind them.
Well, I'm in a long, but I'm fully aware that we're in a descending channel now. So we'll see how it goes. Let me show my screen real quick. What it's looking like. Going to need to push above this. Otherwise, we have a descending channel right here. Yeah, I don't know if I did that on purpose. I think that was a mistake, but I see what I just did. On Tradeify? Yeah, it's the line. It's the blue line. Hold on, let me go back to my screen.
Okay, the blue. All right,
So
gotcha.
that's the trade right there. It's the entry.
Gotcha. Okay. Peter says, with you on the trend trading, never catch the top or the bottom. Yeah, I mean, I rarely catch the tops or the bottoms because my filters are usually pointed the opposite direction when that happens, right? So I'd rather just kind of sit on my hands, wait till the trend reversal is confirmed, and then I start taking trades based on my signals. So for me, it's just, yeah, I miss some pretty good trades from time to time, but overall, it's safer for me. And I do okay without those trades. That's the important thing.
I mean, you got a pretty solid strategy as it is. I don't think I mean, as much as tweaking as you've done to it, I don't think you need much tweaking to it.
No. I make little tiny fine-tune adjustments here and there, and that's it. You know, because the market's ever changing. So
I think somebody's telling me my voice is.
yeah, I listen to guys. Just so you know, I listen to JC from a different microphone, so it doesn't do that when I'm connected on here.
Is my mic good now? All good now? All right.
Oh, good. Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for letting me know.
Let's see. What did I miss here? Okay, I hit the like button. Mine's lit up white, which means I already hit it. How about the rest of you go ahead and do that? Show JC some love. Get after that like button. I can't wait to go watch that video you dropped. It feels like it's been a minute. I think we got the old JC back, folks.
I haven't made a video because of the live stream in so long. It was like, it felt weird. But I gotta get back in the habit of doing videos.
Okay, I just heard buyers again. They're trying to press.
Yeah, I don't know if they're moving, but I'll continue in this long for now.
Yeah, they're going. Okay, here comes VWAP, and then we got a whole slew of moving averages right above it. KP says, I started over, removed every indicator, going about this new market differently, got smoked in the past month. Yeah, I mean, I've done a couple times in my journey here, I've done that. And then I just started making my own indicators because I couldn't seem to find ones that did exactly what I was looking for. I'm pretty well settled in now and pretty consistent. So my problem is I just don't know when to. I can't divorce a trade. That's my problem. I hang on to losers way too long.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a little break here. I got to get my kiddo in bed, and I'll be.
All right. Bill says, can you guys hear me all right? Is everybody hearing me, JC? I think so. Bill, got wrecked this morning. Chop got me, fell for all the traps. I've had those days. I mean, we all have those days. I fall for the traps too. The key is to get out of there, right? You know, once you realize, oh, they got me, just get out. My problem is I don't do that. I'll hang on and then add one and hang on, add another one. And then with these prop firm accounts, even the bigger ones, that'll smoke you pretty quick. So that's the one thing I'm working on. I got to get better at that. Cut the losses and, you know, recognize that they got you. Golden Paquito, yes, that's true. You can add as many contracts as you want. They don't have a rule against DCAing, dollar cost averaging. You just got to watch that R to R 5 to 1. And it starts from the first contract you put on, right? So let's say, for example, your average winning trade is $100. Well, you don't want to let that first contract pull against you $500 or more, right? McLovin, I think the video on Tori's trade is actually I haven't watched it yet, but from what I read earlier, it's a positive review, I believe. I want to say she killed it on that trade. So, is it RR 5 to 1? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I'll have to watch it. I'll watch it later. But it's also live money account, I think, right? So good on her for sure. Is it 100 points already? No way, KP. Hold on, let me look at my... Oh, I don't have that on my market analyzer. I removed it. Is it 100 points? Really? Wow, let me look at my... Okay, so the low is 431 and the high is 532. Wow, I did not realize that. I wasn't even paying attention, but good call out.
All right, I'm back. What did I miss?
Well, KP was just calling out that we've had 100 points of movement tonight so far on NQ, which is
Since the
not
open?
bad for Asia.
Yeah, I mean, with all the volatility and all the news events today, or this week, sure it's going to be a busy night tomorrow as well with NFP.
RJ, the 30% consistency rule is your largest day within your total account P&L. So you can't have one day be larger than 30% of your total P&L when you're requesting the payout. If you do have one day that's above that, I do believe Apex's system, they won't let you choose that account anymore. I think they've automated that part of it. So if you do that on accident, you have to just trade another day or two until you even it out. Viv for short, what is your strat? You talking about me or JC?
I think she's talking about you.
Okay, give me a second. I'm reading the chat here. Oh, folks, still talking about Tori's kick-ass trade. Yeah, risk management, I don't know. I haven't seen it, but from what I've read and seen, yeah, risk management on that trade probably not good. But like any of us, right? We sometimes a trade gets away from us, and like I was just talking about when JC was gone, that's my one and only issue is that I don't kill the trade when I should. I don't say, okay, they got me, they tricked me, they trapped me, whatever it is, and I don't kill the trade and walk away. So that's the exact issue I'm trying to work on also. A lot of JCs in here. Yeah, JC trades, yeah. I'm that other JC too.
Rated card, it's hard to accept losing money. Yeah, it's hard to accept the what was her stop? $35,000 loss, stop loss? Yeah. It's hard enough for most traders to take a $500 loss on prop firms. You're probably taking a 35K stop. That's insanity. Jackie.
Yeah,
oh,
JC
we got a lot of female traders here lately. Good. It's good to see the ladies trading. But there's already very few female traders as it is, so it's good to see the ladies. Welcome to the stream, Jackie. I think it's the first time I've seen you chat. Welcome.
Oh, I just noticed that's not, let's see, can I click on that? There we go. All right. Let me pull these to the front. There we go. Okay, that looks better.
WXB missed about 10 minutes. Are you still in a long? Yeah, I'm about to clip it though. I'm only going to take about 10 points, if that, in drawdown. Doesn't look like the bounce is happening here, so I'll let that one go.
Yeah, Jackie, we usually stick to the New York session too, but the community is pretty cool at night, so it's fun hanging out with y'all. Oh, I forgot to talk about my strategy. So Viv, my strategy is pretty simple. As far as you know, I like to combine structure and order flow. So the way I do that is I use the linear regression channel, which is a free indicator on Quant Tower, TradingView, NinjaTrader. I don't know if Tradeify has it, but I'm pretty sure they do.
I believe so, yeah.
So I use that with a period of 200 on Renko bars, and that's my kind of directional bias filter, right? So you're looking at two charts here. I've got big Renko bars on the left and smaller ones on the right. So I want to see both linear regression channels pointed in the same direction, which right now they're not, which is why I'm flat, sitting on my hands, not taking any trades, because I'm a trend trader, right? I trade continuation, so both channels need to be pointed in the same direction. So that's the first thing. Second thing is I only like to enter my trades when we get pullbacks into the blue or red zones of those channels. That's the second filter.
By the way, whatever you just did right there, I don't hear an echo. I know the stream doesn't hear an echo, but whatever you just did, I don't hear the echo.
That's interesting. I didn't do anything.
Oh, all right. Never mind then.
That is weird. Where was I? So those are the two filters, directional filters for me. And then my entries are based on, strictly based on real-time order flow. So buy-sell pressure is flipping in my system here. It creates signals for me when that happens. And I like to see that happen. Let me put my mouse over here. When the delta momentum is pushed down here beyond its standard deviations, like beyond at least 2 standard deviations. So right up here, this red arrow, for those people who don't really care about the linear regression channel, that was a sweet short, right? Because we pushed, and then boom, the delta flipped negative, and then we dropped out from there. So I like to trade the red zones and the blue zones when we get a pretty good delta push into those zones, and then a flip on the delta with the buy sell pressure flipping. So that's the order flow element of it. So that's my trade setup in a nutshell. Let me have my mouse back. There we go. Leslie says pajama traders. I have never once seen JC in his damn pajamas.
I'll tell you something, I'll fall asleep tonight. Man, tired. It's a long day. All right, they keep pushing us down.
All right, I just got an exhaustion box here, which means we had positive delta. We had positive delta on a down bar when we've been pushed past the standard deviation on the delta momentum. So let's see what this yellow box gives us. A lot of times that could be a continuation if the sell pressure stays on, and it looks like that's what's happening here. But if the buyers take control when you get one of those signals, it could be the reversal. But again, I wouldn't be taken along because my linear regression channel is descending.
How to videos. JC, how hot did it get today in Chandler? It was hot, man. I'm sure we saw 100 degrees today. I'm so used to it, I don't even look at the weather anymore.
It was like 93 here the other day. That was brutal because our heat is kind of humid because we're right on the coast.
Yep, 102.
Wow. No problem, Viv. Anytime. I mean, there's more to it than that too, and also since hanging out with you fine folks, I've started to mix in some higher time frame. Well, let's face it, my Renko bars are not time-based at all, right? So I've never used time-based moving averages, and so that's one of the things I'm learning and fine-tuning. And so I wrote an indicator that throws a bunch of time bar-based moving averages on my Renko charts, and so I'm watching that. Because there's a lot of traders that trade time bars, and those moving averages are respected because there's thousands of people watching those levels, right? And so even though I'm not watching a 5-minute, 15-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, I thought it'd still be a good idea to have those moving averages at least on my Renko chart so I can see when we're getting close to those levels. So I've been watching that for, I don't know, it's been probably about a week since I did that. I need to find a way to work it into my system, but still just watching it. I guess the point was I'm here to learn from everybody else too. JC trades. Yeah, so I have those deviation lines turned off right now. So here, let me move my mouse over there. So that red down arrow right there was fired off because the delta down here flipped to negative and met certain criteria. When the previous bar, the delta momentum was pushed way beyond the third standard deviation. Now, there are deviation lines down here, 2, 3, and 4, for the delta momentum, and the volume. You can see the little skinny lines are the volume of each bar. So this indicator is watching 3 different things having to do with volume, momentum, and delta. And then it's got standard deviations and moving averages of all 3 of those things. I have them set to transparent because if I don't, it's really messy, right? There's lines and squigglies all over the place. But the mathematics behind the indicator, that doesn't care if it's transparent or not. So that red arrow fired because we had a big delta momentum push up and we were beyond the third standard deviation, and then we got a pretty nice sized negative delta on the next bar. And then you can see we got a little bit of a move up right after that, but then big dropout. And you may say, if you're watching this, you may say, okay, well, when we got this negative delta momentum, this drop out, why didn't we get a blue arrow up right here? Well, it's because we didn't get any substantial positive delta on that next bar. It was very minimal. I mean, if anything, really. So there's multiple things that factor into these signals. It's not just the delta flipped. It's got to be significant delta flip, if that makes sense. Viv says buy sell pressure is on our major panel. Major panel. I'm not sure I follow you, but yes, that's the, let me move my mouse back over there. Right here, where it says 55% and it's in red, That means the average of 4 different Renko bar sizes is averaging out to 55% short, 46% long, as far as who's hit the bid and ask. It only counts people who are doing market orders. Aggressive buyers, aggressive sellers. And so, yeah, this is my main. If you meant like my entry chart, this is it. My major panel, main panel, yes.
Look, Lovins 102 is multiple clothing weather. Yeah, it's been hot here. Started to cool down for about a week, and then this week one more time. 108's normal.
Jeez.
But it's dry. At least that's my excuse.
I'd be cooking.
Oh.
That was funny the other night when I think you were saying you were barbecuing and somebody said, you don't need a grill, just throw it out on the sidewalk.
Yeah. It's hot. WXB calling it a night. Yeah, I'm about to call it a night too. Hired in tomorrow's Thursday? 2 more days. NFP on Friday.
Oh, but that's right. I was going to look at Financial Juice and I totally forgot to. Let's see. All right, I had to plug the power into the iPad so I could follow along here. Running out of juice. Coop, no. Nope. I don't. Good night, WXB. Chris, so the 56% means down or up because more people will buy those seller orders. No, this is not level 2 data. It's not what's on the books. It's what's already transpired. So it's real-time order flow. So it's counting all the aggressive buyers and it's counting all the aggressive sellers over the course of the current bar, and then it's averaging out 4 different Renko bar sizes and calculating the percentage. And then when it meets a certain threshold, in this case right now I have it set to 60%. So every time it hits 60% in either direction, that resets the little tiny percentage in the middle, resets it to 50-50, right? And then that way, once the idea behind that is once the buyers or the sellers take over control, I want to then watch from that point. Oh, there we go. There's a volume spike long on the NQ. That was a lot of volume. Let's see if they can push. Or was that a bunch of stops getting hit? Let's see what happens here.
They've been unable to push above the 9. I think there's further downside.
Yeah, we have the 1 hour 9 EMA right there below us, right at the open price.
So have you found any luck adding moving averages to this?
Yeah, I haven't found which ones are respected the most. That's what I'm narrowing it down to now. I have 6 different moving averages I watch on my Renko bars here, but they're not based on the Renko bars. They're based on the 5 minute, 15, 1 hour, 4 hour. So I'd like to narrow it down to like the 2 or 3 most kind of respected levels and then just run with that.
We had a little pop there.
What is the setup for NinjaTrader time and sales? Oh, you like the color schemes? Yeah, I kind of wanted it to match some of my other indicators, so I used cornflower blue. And, well, I'll show you in just a second. Let me catch up on the chat. I feel like I've missed something here. Oh, anyways, Chris, did I answer that for you? That's not orders on the book. It's not the DOM. It's not like a percentage of buyers and sellers waiting to fill orders. No, that's the actual transactions that have transpired.
Bit for short. Good night.
Helps.
Good night. I think she's clocking out. I'm about to clock out.
Chris said, got it. Okay, cool. What's up with you clocking out? Come on now. Let's do London.
Let's do London.
Let me pull my mouse over here. Okay, right click. I'm gonna right click in the time and sells and just see if I can show the color scheme that I use. Oh yeah, I can show this. It doesn't show any account numbers or anything like that. All right. Who was asking about the time and sales? That was Robert. Okay, Robert, I'm going to show you my settings if you like it. I assume you have the time and sales window open in your NinjaTrader. So all you do is right click in there, go to properties. And I think mine's all defaults except for I've unchecked some of these boxes because I wanted to clean it up. I only want to see the transaction colors. I don't care really about the times, the dollar amounts. I don't mind. I don't care about any of that. So I kind of simplified it a little bit, but I'll let you maybe take a screenshot or a photo of that, and then I'll scroll down a bit. And I've changed pretty much most of the transactions to transparent. Except for, right, because I don't really care about people that are just kind of nonchalantly buying and selling. I want to see market orders and above or below the bid and the ask. So above the ask background is cornflower blue. At the ask is dark green. So those are our aggressive buyers. And then at the bid is dark red. And then below the bid is crimson. I do have the block alert turned on to deep sky blue, but I don't really care about that. I'm going to change that to transparent. And then the display background, I have it set to black just to fit the rest of my theme. I've turned everything black on NinjaTrader. So that's optional. And then there's the checkboxes. I don't think I changed any of that.
Daniel is long in queue. Yeah, we're all waiting for this bounce. It's not happening. Got a nice, 100-point flush down, 530 down to 460. 60-point flush and no bounce or no significant bounce. Jesse Aguilar long, 464.
Another Jesse in the house. I mean, I like this little, can you see this blue circle down here? That got triggered off because we got a delta flip with a lot of volume. You see that blue line down here? That's pretty big volume, especially for Asia. And if you look to the left, we haven't had a spike of that much volume on one bar since way back here. So we got a delta flip plus a big push of buying volume right there. That's what triggered that little blue circle. Of course, the buying pressure was blue and the buyers took over there for that little rip up. But they didn't have any follow through.
Well, they've had one. This is the third attempt for a bounce on this push down, and all they're doing is playing a descending channel, hinting the breakout, trapping, and then flushing. They flushed 1, 2, 3 times on the long trap. Let's see if this is another one, or are they finally bouncing it here.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Robert says, I meant the filter. I don't think I use a filter on the transaction size. I got it set to 1. I want to see every single transaction because what I care about on the time and sells is the aggression. I just want to see it flicker and out the side of my eyes. Let me see. Yeah, size filter, I have it set to 0. So I don't really care about size. I just want to see who's hitting the bid and ask. But anyhow, you saw that from when I was showing the properties. So we're good there. Take profits at 470. All right, let's see if we can get there.
There's VWAP 480, still at 482.
482, yeah.
How's your trading coming along this week? I know you were testing the strategy, the 5-point strategy for a while. Have you continued to trade that, or are you now back to platform accounts?
Yes, I've been trading that on the prop firm accounts.
Really? Laying out?
Yeah, so shorter targets, heavier contracts. Yep. But it works. I mean, I've proven that it works on the sim account, but
It's just the risk. The risk when it
I
goes
don't
in.
like. Yeah,
Well, the risk when it goes against you. Sorry.
Yeah, I keep tight stops on those trades for sure. But here's the problem: it leaves a lot on the table because we all know NQ likes to move, right? And so, imagine. Let me move my mouse over here. So
yeah, I had the same thing, and I think I came to the conclusion that, let's say I'm doing 4 or 5 contracts for the 5. You got to leave a runner.
Yeah.
You got to leave a runner just free to go, because when it picks up, you're going to miss it. So it's almost like 4 contracts. Yes, take the 5 points, but let that other one, let the last one just rip up. Now, it could come back and leave you a break even, but that's fine.
Yep. So like, look at this rip up we had over here, right? So keep in mind, each one of these yellow bars is 12 ticks. And so had you got long here with that strategy I've been testing out, which I do it a lot, right? With, let's say, 5 contracts. If you're getting out in like 2 of these bars, you're out right here. And look at the rest of the move. So, I mean, it works great, but
I'm also not using it at the open. I'll continue to trade the same strategy for the open. I will entertain it later in the day. For the open, it's a little too risky for me. I think afterwards, when it's still momentum, probably like 30 minutes or 45 minutes into the open, works. All right, the bounce that doesn't want to happen, guys. McLovin's going short here at 470. Jesse Aguilar, 6 points at 3 contracts is nice. I agree. They're saying no audio, Jesse. I don't think Jesse's talking to you. Now you are.
I was.
Now you
Can
are.
you guys not hear me?
I think so. I think they can hear you.
Huh.
Hold on. Let me see your audio. Speak.
Testing.
No, they can hear you.
Okay.
I see your audio channels moving up.
Coop, what happened? Did you... Okay, good. Oh, hopefully they didn't miss my whole story about that move up earlier. That's okay. Maybe talking about me. LOL. Yeah, we got a lot of JCs and a couple Jessies here. All right. All right, so buyers are now... Well, they were trying to take over. Yeah, they just can't get anything going. They're trying, but can't get it going. And see, this is a good time for me to point out why I don't just take all my signals, right? So Oh, why is that behind the bar again? Get your butt in front of the bars. There we go. All right. So this yellow box is telling me that, look, you can see down here we were in the midst of a big delta momentum push down, and we got positive delta on that bar. Okay, so that's like a, hey, get ready, something might be happening here, right? The buyers were fighting back, or maybe their stops were getting hit. And so then the next signal, you would go ahead and take it. However, the linear regression channel is descending. Am I going to take longs? No, I'm sitting on my hands. So I wait for these kind of setups when we're in an established trend. In this case, it would have to be a trend up because my linear regression channels over here on the bigger bars, on the bigger Renko bars on the left-hand side, we're in an uptrend. And if I zoom out on that, you can kind of see we've been moving up, right? This is a little bit bigger of a pullback than I would have liked to have seen, so might not be in a uptrend anymore. We'll have to see how that plays out.
Hey, Jesse, I think we're going to have to cut the live stream. Actually, never mind. Keep going.
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah, and I can hold down the fort if you've got to take a break or if you got something to do.
No. It continues, and
you're good?
Don't worry about it.
All right. Steady. Actually, I do have the Bollinger Bands built into this indicator, so I'll explain that. Now, I don't trade off of it because I've replaced it with more accurate signals, but you might see these tiny little arrows. There's a red one up here. Whoa, that called a nice move, right? So the little tiny arrows, those are based off the delta, the momentum, the standard deviations, all of that, but they'll fire off anytime we're outside the Bollinger Bands, right? So those are Bollinger Band based, but they have a lot of false signals. Whereas my big arrows that I created are based on other stuff, such as the linear regression channel, the delta momentum, and things like that. So if I scroll back, see, if you're just scalping, these work great. I mean, remember, each one of these bars is 12 ticks. So if you're just doing tiny little scalps, these little Bollinger Band signals are great. Look at rip. That was a nice red one right there. What a nice move. But they print quite a bit. And those are basically just looking for delta momentum flips when we're outside the Bollinger Bands. That's all those are doing. And that's how I used to trade this system until I created some of this other stuff. And so what I like to see is, look at this. This was a perfect setup here because both signals fired off up here right at as it was pushing the highs.
Hey, Jesse,
boom.
Just for the audience, because I'm sure a lot of people are, if somebody doesn't trade Renko bars and have seen this, these delta indicators and everything, this is all kind of something you've written and coded. A lot of it is based off of what's already available in NinjaTrader, Renko bars. I mean, I can hop on my Tradeify and switched to Renko bars. So Renko bars is not something proprietary per se. It's part of what's available already on Ninja, correct?
That's right. I
Right.
use a third-party Renko bar because there's a slight difference. But yes, most every trading platform has Renko bars as an option. Yep.
Right. And for any trader out there that likes or is getting interested in what you're seeing, multiple YouTube videos, or, you can ask in the Discord how to set up your NinjaTrader with Renko bars. We have other traders that use Heikinashi candles. I use standard time candles, and that's what you see me trade during the New York session and all that good stuff. But Jesse is one of our guests, and the idea is to have different strategies, different styles for you guys. This is Renko bar base that you can set up in your NinjaTrader. Now, Jesse has added some indicators. He's got the advantage that he knows how to code, and he's coded a lot of these indicators. Probably stuff you can't just find available as a tool within Ninja, but it gives you ideas on how to build that strategy on your own, right? It's all about finding a strategy that works for you.
Exactly. Yep. I mean, I built all of this based off of built-in NinjaTrader indicators. I took their code and I modified it to my liking.
There you go. And trust me, I've already tried to bribe him. Jesse won't sell it, so don't ask.
Yeah, you don't sell something that works, right?
Exactly. Oh boy. All right, so the bounce that we were looking for started to play. Oh, now we're coming back to VWAP at around 480, 482. I think next time we got to get Peter Chan, if you're still on. We got to get you to talk about there's two other strategies I want to hop on the stream as far as guests. Peter Chan with his Heikinashi strategy. He uses Heikinashi candles. And then Drewski with his 5-point strategy. I'm curious to hear which indicator. I think he mentioned he found an indicator on Tradeivy or something like that gives him kind of like ins and outs for those 5-point plays. But he's made that pretty consistently profitable for himself.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I want to work the Heikinashi stuff into my system for sure.
Yeah, Peter has shared some of this Heikinashi candle strategy with me privately. And I've had a 5-minute chart separately sometimes, and it's interesting how change of color actually plays out. I want to learn about it. And that's what this stream is all about, guys. Different strategies, different approaches. You grab little nuggets from here and there. That's what we're going to be bringing this. E. Cooper, also Heikinashi candle trader. All right, nice.
Sweet. I can't wait. From what I understand, it kind of smooths out the price action, similar to a Ninja Renko bar.
Yeah, now the interesting thing is I did take a look at Renko on Tradeivy, but it's not as clean as what you got going on. Or Ninja, rather. Yeah, this stream will continue to be open for traders, experience, beginner, whatever your level, whatever your strategy, and feel that want to share your strategy, share your screen and hop on, it's open to you guys. That's what this is all about. Giving the viewers different styles, different approaches, different ways of trading, different ways of viewing the market. There is no true winning strategy. There's different. You just got to find the one that works with your personality. At the end of the day, you're going to trade your personality every single time. Jesse Aguilar also loves Heikinashi. All right. I think what I do like about Heikinashi is, I think what Jesse Aguilar just like a momentum shift, especially with like the 5-minute green to red, red to green, etc. I think it does give you it's an indicator at the end of the day, right? It indicates change in direction.
I think I'm going to load it up and side by side to kind of watch. I mean, I think I've done that before, but I don't remember what I think I was too green to understand what the heck I was looking at.
All right, so we came up to VWAP and taking a little rejection. I took a little more heat than I wanted to on this trade. Close at break-even or a little bit of green. Oh, Peter Chan, he's still here. Good, good, good. Peter, I was just talking about you and the Heikinashi strategy you kind of shared with me. I like color change and kind of like what Jesse just in terms of shift in momentum. It does seem to, of course, you can't just base it on one indicator, right? You got different indicators or multiple indicators confirming the entry. I do like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of meant, I don't know about the Heikinashi, but on the Renko side, it's kind of meant to just show you visibly the trend, you know, using color, kind of keep you in the trend a little longer.
Right.
Yeah, Peter, all right, let's do it. I'm gonna load it up side by side with my 12.6 Ninja Renko. Yeah, I don't try to go for the tops or bottoms anyways, Peter, so all good by me.
Which is a safer strategy, right? You wait for the momentum shift or confirmation. Sure, it's a smaller play, but a safer play, I would say. All right, so we came to VWAP, and this is the question of the day. Are they going to continue to push up, or is this it? Back down.
Yeah, VWAP is that white dashed line right in the middle there on my charts. There's a whole bunch of those moving averages, the time-based moving averages right there too. Everything's right where we're at. Let's see what happens. Christopher, good night, my friend. See ya. I'm getting close to it too. We know JC is.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the chat over here. All right, so we're getting this little pop here.
Wilson Kondo, how about volume profile? Yeah, that's something I need to learn. Something missing from my arsenal. Well, there's the push through VWAP.
Can they push up? Need a little money tonight, guys. Let me hop back onto my charts. Where's my chart? Here we go. Boy, here you go. We're finally catching a little green on this trade. I took a little more drawdown than I wanted to. Let's see if I can hit that 200 SMA now. There they go. They're waking up. Pushing for that 200 SMA. Just saw Jesse's charts. This is my standard time-based candles chart. Of course, I use TradingView and 5, 15, and 30-minute time frames to take a look at other indicators. But in general, this is setup. Okay, here we go. Pushing above. Let's go. It took a while to take off, but geez. Well, I'm getting tired. I may close here at the 200, but let's see if there's more juice to this. I'm going to close right there. Already took enough drawdown on that one. So, done for now. Again, a little more drawdown than intended. Back to Jesse's charts.
Let's see. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Yeah, Peter, it's not as consistent at night, that's for sure. Peter, get ready to show off those Heikanashis. What's up, Lemonhead? I had one good trade earlier. 393. JC just got out of a nice long. Not much else. Let's see how far they can push this up We're coming up into the red zone of the linear regression channel here. Let's see.
All right, guys. How are you feeling there, Jesse? Well, you haven't been kind of calling this move all the way from down there. I see that box. So when I entered the trade, see that even on your chart, it kind of exaggerated the move down, right? Flushing some longs out, taking them out before the bounce happened.
Yeah, I mean, we
Pretty
we
much
had positive
standard,
delta.
pretty much standard MO with NQ in general. My entry was probably at the bottom of your chart, but just shows doesn't matter what trading strategy you have, there's always going to be stop hunt runs. Granted, we're not trading live environment here, and there's no such thing as a stop hunt run with prop firms, but it doesn't mean live traders aren't taking those same entries in those same areas and they're getting stop hunt run. So that's how NQ moves.
That's right. You just got to look for the exhaustion and then the flip of the momentum to the other direction. And one of the many ways to look at that is the delta deviation. So you get a down bar with positive delta. That means, hey, something might be getting ready to happen here. And boy, did it. Then we got that huge spike of positive volume down here right at the bottom. And there she goes.
Yeah, I'm going to let that one go. Like I said, I took a little more drawdown than I anticipated on this one, and that's typical NQ. It'll stop hunt run the live market. Doesn't mean us sim traders aren't taking the same trades other people are. And it'll flush you out and shake you out before it gives you the play. You just got to decide how much drawdown you're willing to take and manage that risk. All right, there they go. They continue.
Yeah. Another little rip up there, huh?
Yep. Sit guy, Bob. How are those birds? How are those sty guy? I'm sorry. How are those birds chirping?
That's right. So for anybody who has Bookmap, you probably heard that also. Or what does Financial Juice call it? Tick strike? Or for me, my own indicator. But yep, I heard it. Caesar, what's up, buddy? Green Trump red. Lost 4 evals, but banked 1,800. There you go. New funded accounts from gold trades. Not over the buffer yet. Does that seem like a good trade-off? Yeah, I'll take that trade-off. Get over the buffer and get you to get a payout. Then it's all worth it, right? Financial juice. Financial juice.
Mark Crevier, yeah. I mean, listen, it's been moving. It's got to catch the right direction, but it's moving.
Oh, somebody mentioned that. Daniel, which do you prefer, New York or Asia? I prefer New York. Everything happens quicker. Way, way quicker. Fighting on this eval. A lot of up and down, up and down. You'll get it. Happens to me too. Bowling. I haven't been bowling in years. Let's see. They're going to keep pushing. They're in the red zone. Just tapped the red zone. Yeah, I agree, Jesse. I'd be looking for it too.
Jesse, we do have Jesse James as our guest tonight, right? we have an interesting character tuned in. I guess we're hiding the fact that Jesse James, that other JC that everybody knows as, is guesting tonight. It's very interesting. But for the record, all right. So let's go back to my charts here. Took a little bit of drawdown on this trade, came up to that 200 SMA and started to see a little bit of resistance and closed there. So now we see if they're going to continue to the upside or come back down. Back to that other JC, also known as Jesse James.
Okay, King Caesar scaling out. Ooh, Jesse Aguilar's son's Jesse James. All right.
Jesse Aguilar, my son is Jesse James. Great name. Nice. King Caesar, our scalper in the house. Alrighty. Where's she going now? Okay, so she's pushing up above VWAP a little bit. King Caesar. Team Massive, I'm thinking about holding a long overnight. Man, I wish I had the patience. Knowing me, if I held overnight, I'd wake up every, I wouldn't sleep. In other words, I'd wake up for the New York session, tired as hell, probably because I woke up 5 or 6 times to babysit the trade. Even if I set a set stop and a set TP, I'd probably still wake up every 15, 30 minutes trying to babysit the trade.
Mm-hmm. I've tried it, and that happens.
All right, guys, we are getting close. 9:30. We've been on for 3 hours. Market moved. Tomorrow should be an interesting day. Let's take a look at the news for tomorrow. Up on to the news. Tomorrow we got red folder events. 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Red folder. You got initial jobless claims. You have that's at 8:30. Got another red folder event at 10 a.m., 9:45, and then of course Friday, NFP, crazy volatility for the next 2 days. So dives down, be careful with your trading. This is when prop firms love you to trade because you blow accounts. All right, back to my charts. Let's take a look at Jesse's chart real quick.
Nothing happening there either. Chop, like Caesar says, chop.
Chop is real. For those of you, I just released a video today also with Top 1 Futures and some of their payout denials. It's a reality at Top 1 Futures payout denials, so make sure you take a look at that video over the weekend or when you have time. I also did some commentary on Tori Trades and her recent 250K drawdown trade that ended up in a close of 90,000. She closed it for 90,000. That sounds insane, but when you take a look at the trade in the prop firm world, right? She's got the luxury of 100xing. In other words, she has a $500,000 account. When you divide that by 100, because that's really what most prop firm traders are doing with a 150K. So she took $2,500 worth of drawdown and closed at 900. That's the big question. Yes, it's a horrible trade. Have you guys done it? Have I done it? $2,500 in drawdown that I ended up closing at 900, break even or a loss? Yes. Is it a good trade? Absolutely not. But I don't think. I think the moral of the story with the Tory Trades trade is you got that level of account. The scale is very different, and traders with live accounts at that level, they're trading different lot sizes, way higher than us. And trust me, I don't care what guru you watch. They're all, if they're trading that lot size, they're taking losses. They're taking big losses as well, just like the rest of us. So. That's the video. If you guys have time, you can watch it over the weekend. Covering Top 1 Futures and the mega Tory Trades 250K drawdown with a 90K win through all that drawdown. Mistakes happen, and listen, at her scale, you got to divide those numbers by 100 so that a prop firm trader can understand what happened. So she basically took 25. If you had taken the same trade with one contract, you took $2,500 in drawdown, and you closed at positive 900. Positive, in other words, $900 in profit. I can't think of a prop firm trader who hasn't done that. So, yes, she's a guru. Yes, she sells courses, but I don't think you can have the expectation that a trading guru or a professional trader or whatever they claim to be is not going to take losses. They're going to take losses. They're going to go on tilt. Doesn't matter who you watch. Period. If they're not taking losses, and if they're not taking big losses, run for the hills. They're lying to you. Anyways, I think that's all I got for tonight. Jesse, you got anything else? You want to hang out, or you're done too?
No, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Run for the hills. No. No, I'm good. Hey, it's been great. Thanks for having me on again, and it's cool hanging out with all you folks in the chat. Thanks for being here.
Chris Noob, I think, sums it up. It's best to look at percentages versus dollar amounts. Exactly. Dollar amounts can exaggerate, but when you look at the percentages, I think I've watched plenty of so-called professional traders take 50% drawdowns on their account. Again, and not saying that's a good trade. We're not trying to justify the trade. The trade was horrible. But that's what tilt does to you. You do terrible, horrible trading when you fall into tilt, do emotional trading. I mean, not that I even come close to any of her size or her account size on a live account. I've blown accounts live on stream, right? It's what tilt does to you. Tilt gets you into an ugly, emotional type of trading. You refuse to take the loss. In your mind, that thing's going to turn around and you're going to be a hero. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Tilt is real, is the summary of all this. All right, guys, I got to go to bed. It's 9:30 here in Arizona, and I got to wake up tomorrow for the New York session. Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a good night. Jamie, Chris Noof, McLovins, Lemonhead, King Caesar, Team Massive, Jesse Aguilar, Chris Noof, who else is here? Marco, Daniel, Team Massive, RJ Crevier. I think I got everybody. Oni, JC, are you in Arizona? Yes, sir. I'm in Arizona, 3 hours behind. I'm in Chandler, AZ. Oni is in Mesa. Nice to hear. We got a couple Arizona traders here on the stream. Good night. Good night to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Jesse James, thank you for rescuing the night. I said it when I hopped on. Tonight just wasn't my night. One of those nights that you just don't... Had a long day. I was tired, and sometimes you just don't feel like trading. So appreciate you hopping on, man.
No problem. Glad to be here. See you all next time.
All right, guys. Laters.